Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Thursday, the 2nd of February. Here we have our tables in front of us. We have two types of tables. We have our trend traders table and the day traders table. These are showing the same studies but just highlighting different time frames, and you can see that some of the currencies are highlighted in green here. That means there is a confluence between those time frames, and that's where we'll be focusing most of our attention in these videos. The tables auto update every 15 minutes 24/7, meaning our members can see how the markets stand right now in real time. So what the table's telling us today, well, it's telling us that the euro is the second strongest on both the trend traders and the day traders. The weakest, however, on the trend traders is the US dollar. That is the second weakest on the day traders. On the trend traders, the pound is W2. However, on the day traders, it is W1. So we're going to be focusing some attention on euro US dollar. That being said, though, there is some news coming out today. It is an ECB rate decision. So this market will be affected greatly by this announcement at 1:15 p.m. You can see that the rates are to increase to 2.5% from 2%, and the ECB have been fairly hawkish recently, suggesting that we're actually going to see another 50 basis points hike after this one and potentially into the future as well. So there is a great interest today in what the ECB President Lagarde says in the press conference, and whether we'll see another hawkish tone from her, and that could increase the strength of the euro. Now, we did have the FOMC rate decision last night as well. We saw rates rise to 4.75% from 4.5%. Federal Reserve Chairman was fairly dovish in tone, saying that they are seeing sort of that inflation come down now, so they are likely to not raise rates as aggressively. That caused the dollar to weaken, and it looks like euro dollar is heading to the upside. So let's jump into that market here, and we can see that there is lots of key areas of support and resistance on euro dollar, and it's actually trending really nicely to the upside ever since we kind of broken out of this bearish channel after finding support down at the 0.9575 handle. We broke out of this bearish channel, kind of had a sort of another minor bullish channel form before price traded outside of that, and then we've just continued to make higher highs and higher lows, breaking through levels of interest. So 1.0600 was broken through, then found support at the trend lines, kind of an intersecting trend line here from the higher time frame and the lower time frame, and we saw price trade to the upside, breaking through more key highs here at the 1.0775, for instance, and now price has traded to through the 1.0925. So it looks like the trend here is going to continue, and if it does, it might seem that we're going to see the 1.011100 level, which were these highs that formed back through February and March. In here, we may climb above that because you can see the high actually stems a little bit higher than the 1.1100. However, that is the sort of next interest in sort of level of interest, I should say, as targets for long traders or buyers in this market. So if I'm expecting higher highs and higher lows to continue, you know, looking at this daily time frame, if I just zoom in a little bit, I'd be expecting another higher low to form. That higher low may come into contact with this area down through here. So we've got the 1.0925 handle, but we've also got this trend line support running through, which may act as support for the next sort of leg up to the upside. So if price comes back down towards this area here, we may want to start looking for those long opportunities to the upside. Now, the news today could greatly affect which way this market goes, and you know, our analysis here may be ruled out by the end of today, basically, because, you know, it depends how the ECB, what the reaction to the ECB is. We may get a sudden drop into this area before seeing a rally to the upside, or we may see a rally to the upside anyway and 111 gets tested. So it's going to be a really interesting day to watch the market. Now, if I go to this 8-hour time frame, you can see very clearly that price has traded through we had kind of like a minor range going here, and price has traded through that. So I would be looking for retests down at the sort of trend line or even the previous highs at the 1.0925 to look for those long ideas. Now, the news may push price into this point, so you may just want to wait to see how price reacts in and around here. If it doesn't react and price continues to fall, then you know to stay away from the market. If, however, price comes into here and you start seeing sort of buyers interacting with this area, then we could see the market go long from that point. However, like I said, because it's a high impact news day, we may see price just rally to the upside if the ECB president remains fairly hawkish in tone. So interesting day to come for euro dollar. I did want to touch upon dollar Swiss because we talked about dollar Swiss earlier in the week and the fact that we shouldn't be going long this market despite the tables telling us that we should be long. We were having a look at this market here, and in particular this high where we said price was coming into, and we would only be long if price traded and closed above this high, so we could trade to the 0.94 handle. However, that didn't play out, which is something we talked about. In fact, price pretty much remained within this bearish channel and traded to the 0.91. So remember, it's really important to wait for the market to close outside of a significant area in order to look for an opportunity. So what we were looking for was price to break, close above. I like to see 2 closes above to give me confirmation. We didn't get that. What we actually talked about was price may false break here and stay within the bearish channel range, which is exactly what happened. So if you actually watch for the counter trend move here on dollar Swiss, counter to the currency strength indicator tables, then you would have been looking for opportunities to the downside here. And if you did catch that move, it was about 160, 170 pips to the downside there. So really good that we didn't look for that sort of long opportunity there. Again, kind of combining the technicals with the tables help us to identify opportunities that are worth taking and opportunities that are maybe not suited in the market. Now, pound is looking weak as well. So if we go to the tables, it says that we should be looking at pound, for instance, to the downside. Now, I did look at potentially pound Aussie because I was interested in the fact that the Australian dollar topped the trend traders table. So if you actually go to pound Aussie, you can see that we've broken through the 1.75 handle, which was this range that the market was in between the 1.8125 and the 1.75. We've actually retested it on the other side, and we're now kind of extending lower. So we do have a Bank of England decision here today as well, which is why I haven't really discussed pound Aussie in length, although it does look fairly good for price to trade to the 1.7100 level. I just think that we might want to stay away from this until the Bank of England decision has been done. And we could see a continuation down here though. So if you are interested in pound Aussie, you might want to look for some pullback opportunities, maybe a lower high to form before looking for your continuations to the downside here. But the daily looks really good. We're just approaching this previous low now, so it's an interesting place to see whether sellers continue to drive price lower from here or whether we get that slight pullback before the continuation down. So another market to potentially consider there. Like I said, we do have a Bank of England decision as well. So it's been a very high impact news week, which can have a sort of real significant effect on the levels in the market that we take a look at. So we've navigated it well this week though. So hopefully you've enjoyed the videos, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video.